the name of the Lord, our swamp, and all fairy tale creatures. In Shrek's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome to the Swamp Cast. I'm Cassidy.
I'm Keely.
This week we very recently, just the other day, watched the second Shrek for the first time in a long time. At least for me.
Well, together.
Yes,
I watched it like a couple times recently, but not like
just
the
here
whole
and
thing.
there. Yeah, just kind of like
bits and pieces.
something to have in the background or whatever.
We haven't sat down together and watched the masterpiece, in my opinion, that is Shrek 2.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of go over this film, just like we did in the first one, like things that mean a lot to us, things that we think are funny, ideas that we had, or like little plot hole things that we've come up with.
Mm-hmm.
We each took notes a little bit ago just about things that we wanted to talk about, nothing crazy.
Yeah, just something light, not something like too deep. We're not gonna get deep here.
Grab a drink, hang out, walk your dog, whatever you do.
Wow, way to be subtle. One of our 3 listeners.
Yeah, that was for you, Frank. Walk your dog.
Walk your dog.
So let's go ahead and talk about like how does this one intro?
Yeah. Let's start from the beginning and go there, I guess.
Yeah.
Like bits and pieces. I thought I guess I'm dumb. I guess.
You are your mother's daughter.
I am my mother's
daughter.
Are
you drunk?
No,
I'm just stupid.
Anyways, I knew but I didn't know. Like I didn't really think about it. The way that in the beginning, Charming was the one who opened the book and was narrating the story.
He was the one reading it.
This was supposed to be his story.
Yes.
This was supposed to be his. And then that realization when the wolf...
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah, so in the beginning we start off with like the fairy tale book again, and Charming is the one narrating it, like Keely said, but he's also doing all these things, like he's storming the castle, he's like doing all this stuff. My favorite part is when he takes off his helmet and then he takes off his hairnet.
Yeah.
Like that took me.
Like
he's just like shaking it off, like he's on
narrating
Baywatch.
Himself. He's like getting it ready to.
It's
glossing his lips up.
It's giving Crunk. Emperor's New Groove, you know how he has his own like music? Mm-hmm. He has his own narrations.
Yeah. I thought that was a good little like, it was supposed to be his story.
Yeah.
He was planning it all along, and then it's just...
It was his destiny. But then Farquaad just came up in here and he's like, nah, that's mine. She's mine. But
let's get the ogre to get her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was good. Any thoughts?
Why?
That was a good quote.
That's all I have. It's just like I love the hairnet, and then we have our iconic wolf moment, which is funny.
Yeah.
But then we get back to the swamp. They just got back from their honeymoon.
I thought the honeymoon itself was really fun, like a cute little montage. Love the song with it.
Accidentally in love. We love
Hansel's honeymoon. And then Ariel.
Yeah, how she got washed up, and then freaking Fiona just yeets her off back into the ocean, into the sharks. Like, bye, Ariel,
and
sorry.
Romantic Shrek with the ring that says I love you.
So cute.
So cute. So cute.
It's adorable.
It's cute. So cute. Anyways, back to the swamp. Anything?
No. I just think it's funny that Donkey was already there waiting for them because he was having marital problems because apparently Dragon was moody. But we know she was knocked up.
Yeah. But I have one question for you. Moving on, like, once they start going on this road trip too far away, would you want to go on a road trip with Donkey?
Absolutely not. What?
Okay, not far away, but, like, far away.
Yeah, it's a sing-along. It's fun. As long as we have, like, music that we both like, I think it's cool. Or, like, you always have a conversation.
I guess.
No dull moments.
He would... It was really annoying. It's the... Are we there yet? It'd be good for, like, the first hour, I think. But if it was any more than an hour trip with Donkey, I feel like I would just...
I could probably get to Columbus.
Yeah.
I could do the 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not, like, a full Michigan trip or, like... Pennsylvania or anything like that. I don't think so. Or like even flying with him, couldn't do it.
Oh no, flying would be a disaster. He did say, he was like on the trip, he's like, we have no in-flight movie or nothing.
Yeah, which means he's been on a plane like that before.
And he's expecting, like, he could be tamed with a movie.
Let's go ahead and rope in the movie that we just watched last night with Carl and Marcy. You think that Donkey pulled a Scooby-Doo and dressed up as a granny on a plane? Because if you're not going to let big dogs on a plane, you're not going to let a donkey on the plane.
I'm sure it's different with, like, the fairy tale stuff incorporated in it.
I don't know. You never know.
Like, where do they have to sit? Or is there, like, a special, like,
they probably put
accommodated seating for donkeys and
no, they probably put them underneath
creatures?
with all the crates and the luggage and stuff.
Oh my god!
Yes, but at least he got a movie, however he did it, which makes me think he pulled a Scooby-Doo and he dressed up as a grandma.
I guess that could be the only possible explanation. Is him turning into a grandma, which he would totally, like...
Well, if the wolf would do it,
do well, yeah. I bet, like, the wolf gave him lessons.
Yeah, he was like, here, let me borrow your bonnet.
You can borrow my nightgown, but you have to give it back.
Yeah,
okay.
He's like, this has sentimental value. Don't mind the stains.
You gotta get your own bonnet. I will not share my bonnet.
Yeah.
You gotta get it yourself.
I've got a question.
Okay.
So didn't the wolf eat the grandma whole?
Grandma!
Right?
What?
Didn't he eat the grandma whole?
I don't know the story
so.
by heart.
I thought he did. How did he get the nightgown out? Did he burp it?
I bet you he turned his life around and got it himself.
No. I hate it. So anyways.
I like it. Anyways.
Fast forward. What, do you have anything else before I kind of like skip some parts?
What are you gonna... I was just gonna say the next part I had going up was they're entering Far, Far Away. And the best song ever comes on.
Oh, yeah. Keely and I were trying to figure out a way to make this our intro song without it getting copyrighted. So, sorry if you had headphones on because... Gotta make a move to a town that's waiting for me. You're welcome.
Yep.
Funky Town.
But
for all you uncultured swine.
Best song ever, and it was placed perfectly.
That is really
all I have to say.
It screamed
that is
big city to me.
That's what, like, it made me just so happy and content. I was bopping along with Donkey. I was like, oh yeah, what are we doing? Starbucks? Yeah.
Burger King? Farbucks.
Is that what it's called?
That's what they call it. And also, instead of Barney's New York, it's Barney's Old York.
What was the Old Navy one?
I don't remember, but it's something funny.
It was like
Old probably Navy. New Navy, or what is it? I don't know.
Ye Old Navy?
Ye. Isn't it really?
I don't think so.
Ye Old Navy.
Ye Old Navy.
Actually, I love it. Forever. Don't even look it up. It is Ye Old Navy now.
Something else for later, but
that's hilarious. Either way, they changed all these different signs and stuff, and I think we've talked about that on other podcasts. But it's just hilarious trying to like look at all the other signs and stuff like that. So we get to the castle. They roll up. There's a crowd there. You know how like all like everybody was there to see Princess Fiona. Dead silent. Keely and I had to pause it a couple of times just to see the faces of everyone.
You don't notice that stuff.
I mean, you definitely see some of their faces, but you really need to look at all of them.
You need to because pause.
Yeah. It's great. Like, they're just, like, gawking at Shrek and Fiona. They're like, oh my god, like, in terror. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you've got pitchforks and stuff ready.
Yeah,
like, where did they get those from? People
Why would they bring that to see the princess?
Like, what were you were expecting this to happen.
You knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that scene, too. I like how creative it was. Just on, like, a regular, not so funny moment. But, like...
They made it funny.
They made it really good.
And how one of the doves died. It just went... It, like, was looking at them, and he ran into the wall, and he dropped down. That was funny.
What?
Do you remember that? Or do you don't think that's funny?
What are you talking about?
Like, when they released the doves, when they got out.
Oh! I thought you said dubs. I'm like, what's a dub?
A dub?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but the dove fell. And then he walked over it, and I was like, oh, man. Poor dove.
No regard for human life. It wasn't a human.
Sweet mother of goose, Jack.
It's forever in our
Okay. I put, how did we not see that the king was a frog?
What do you mean?
Well, how did we not see it from the get-go?
He's got frog stuff everywhere.
Yes, he's got frog stuff everywhere.
When they talked about meeting at the lily pads, you kind of put it together.
I didn't.
Okay.
For a very long time.
Well.
But then, like, when we started really getting into Shrek, I don't even know when we started, like, really appreciating Shrek. That's when I fully analyzed the movies
when
and
did
actually paid attention.
2000 something?
2004?
So how old were you? I was in 4th grade, which made me 9.
And you knew?
7. 4, 5, 6, 7.
From the get-go.
7. So you were... How old were you? You were 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I definitely wasn't going to figure that out when I was 4.
Wait,
but like,
we're not mathing right. Were you born in 98?
Yes.
Okay, in 2000 what?
Oh, we're 6. I'm 6.
Yeah, you're 6.
I'm 6.
You're probably not. You're not there.
Rewind.
Yeah,
Pause.
So Keely was 6. What was that? Wee wop? That's rewind to you? Okay. Alright.
Yeah, man.
I think we need to stop.
I
This
need
is
a
rough.
break. This is so bad. We're just gonna keep going, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
But so
Continue.
what happens is they go to eat, and basically the King Harold and Shrek are fighting like verbally, like about how they're disappointed that he's an ogre and stuff like that. Like that's all like between the lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Shrek's like, okay, when are we leaving? So him and Fiona are fighting. We get introduced to Fairy Godmother.
That's where I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
I pulled up her song that she sings to Fiona.
Okay.
It has some great lyrics we need to dissect.
Go ahead.
So, okay, wait, turn it down.
Hit it, Kyle. That's all I have to say.
They'll write your name on the bathroom wall for happy ever after. Give Fiona a call.
Okay. That's disgusting.
Yes. Sexy man, boy, chauffeur Kyle.
Yeah. Hit it, Kyle.
So cellulite thighs will fade away, and oh, what the hey, have a pecan for say?
I don't know.
Nip and tuck here and there to land that prince with the perfect hair, lipstick liner, shadow blush to get that prince with a sexy tush.
Yeah, we love.
Don't be drab, you'll be fab. Your prince will have rock hard abs.
Either way, I mean, it was a bop. I'm not gonna lie to you. She had it going, and like the fact that she was keeping up, like, imagine how hard you had to try to get all that down. Like, you couldn't even keep up with it.
No.
Like reading it.
First of all, I thought I did pretty good at some parts.
No, some of them was fine. But I mean, like, he was giving Beauty and the Beast with the dancing furniture,
yeah.
And then also all the stuff dancing around, kind of like Sleeping Beauty. You know how like they were fighting with the different colors and the wands. They're like, no, the dress should be this color.
Oh yeah.
And like how all the things were bopping around. Yep. Yeah.
But I don't know. And it mentioned like in the song, mice will be making your dress, glass slippers, blah blah blah. Mentioned it in the song, but I did want to point out the kind of like adultish,
raunchy
lyrics.
Yeah, she got a little
raunchy.
She got a little raunch.
I should say it like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I try to focus on the lyrics of that because I thought some of them were like a little bit more towards the adults.
Yeah.
And 6-year-old me was like, huh?
Right over your head. You were more or less looking at the puppy.
Yeah. Dancing furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shrek's like, yo, let's leave. They won't accept us. Let's go back to the swamp. And Fiona's like, no, it's my parents. And da-da-da-da. They'll accept us. They'll love us. And Shrek's like, you mean like how they shoved you in a tower and da-da-da-da? Yeah. So he really just let that one go. And then they go to bed angry. Yeah. And Shrek ends up like going through her diary. And it's like, Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Da-da-da-da. So she knew she was destined to be with Prince Charming. Mm-hmm. But then that begs the question, like, the actual Prince Charming, which we know is Fairy Godmother's son now, or like the general, you're Prince Charming.
I think it's that one.
The general.
Yeah, how would she know? Was she introduced to Prince Charming? We don't know that kind
It was a deal with her dad, so how do you know it's not like an arranged marriage that she knew about?
Was he like, you're gonna marry a dude named Prince Charming one day?
I don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and then, I mean, I might as well ask this now. So we knew that Harold knew about this. King Harold knew that she was supposed to marry Charming.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Lillian know about this? Like the wife, the queen. How did she know?
I have a theory about it. I think he was protecting the thing that Fairy Godmother helped him with, like turning him into a human.
Yeah.
And she kept threatening him with like, I could turn you back.
But Lillian knew that he was a frog. It's Princess and the Frog. She kissed him and he turned into a prince.
He probably was self-conscious about being a frog, and he was like, I'm gonna change for her.
I understand
I love her.
Hiding the frog thing from Fiona.
Yeah.
But why would you hide that from your wife? She already knows.
But he already changed. He doesn't want to bring her into that world, you know, of like deals and bats. And
I thought you said deals and bats.
And bats.
Bats and frogs. Like, I was like,
bats.
where are you going with this? You drop back by the lily pads.
Do I know you?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
We'll get to that. So, I mean, we'll get to that now. So, in the dead of the night, people find her. We love Anastasia.
It's in the dark of the night,
In the dark of the night.
In the dead of the night.
It doesn't matter. Kind of like how you said, bite me.
Oh, yeah.
But it was it flows sometimes. Just because it's wrong doesn't mean it can't be right.
Okay, sue us.
No, don't. I'm poor. I'm poor. But okay, so
you were saying
Charming gets back from his expedition. He's like, "Mummy," and so Fairy Godmother's like, "Mummy." So Fairy Godmother's like, "What's wrong, my precious," or whatever she calls him, my little dove. My precious. My precious. Whatever. What does she call people? My little dove.
She called Shrek Pigeon.
Pigeon. Well, that's good. Whatever.
That was
Pigeon.
Shrek.
Yeah.
Little
I don't know. So then he's like, no, Fiona wasn't there. Why? And then, so they roll up to Harold's door, and they're gonna confront him. And Kyle's there. He's driving, and then he's got this henchman. They roll up. He's like, "You're gonna make me do this," and then she's like, "I'm gonna need like a double." And then she's like, "You made me break my diet."
What you made me do.
Yes.
You broke my diet.
So either way, yes. So they unravel the plan that Fiona was supposed to marry Charming, and she can easily make him turn back into a frog, and
Yeah.
So he has to fix this, make the ogre disappear.
Yeah.
So Harold goes, knocks on the door of Shrek.
He's like, I was reading a scary book.
Which was Mrs. Fiona Charming. Excuse me. And, thank you. So then after that, he's like, okay, Shrek, like, let's go hunting,
Let's go on a hunting trip.
Yeah.
Which is so wrong when you think about it.
It is.
It was a hunting trip.
It was, but Shrek was the bait.
He was a bait. So they go into the forest, the deep, deep woods, and Puss appears. And Shrek is like, "Aw, little kitty." Little kitty. And then it attacks.
But, pause. How did we find Puss?
What?
So, when we just went too far.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
We missed the bar.
Oh!
Yeah,
You were
so
in the middle
Harold
of telling about the
Harold
bar.
goes to the bar, and we meet the ugly stepsister. She's like, "I'm looking for an ugly stepsister," and then she's like, "Yeah, like, hey, honey." What did she say?
Hey.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, sorry." It's like it was her at the bar. But
And then
so
Frog is like, "Do I know you from
yes,
somewhere?"
do I know you? And he's like, "No," but he should. Yes, he's a little hoe on the pond.
Yeah, apparently.
popping lily pads.
Maybe that's what he was running from.
Maybe.
Or hopping. Hopping from. Leaping from.
Oh my god. That went right over my head.
Oh, it leaped over your head.
So, anyways.
What are you getting at?
She's like, there's only one guy that I know that could, like, kill an ogre. And that brings us back to our lore story of how Puss in Boots defeated an ogre, because that's who we meet behind the door.
Yeah.
And that's where Puss meets Shrek and Donkey in the woods next to the bush with Shirley Bassey. So, did you ever catch that?
What do you
remember? Like when they're like, "Oh, we're lost. You didn't want to ask for directions. We
dressed
passed by the bush that looks like Shirley Bassey."
Yeah.
So I looked that up. I didn't know who Shirley Bassey was, and I'm sure a lot of like diehard, like I don't know, is she Broadway maybe?
Who is she?
Powerful recording. James Bond films. She sings the James Bond movie like songs.
How do they go?
Dramatic. Anyways, Shirley Bassey. I don't know. We're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, I want to know what else she did.
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger?
Isn't that yeah? It's James Bond.
Oh, okay.
Either way, we don't know anything. We know Shrek, and that's it.
Yeah, that is and Scooby Doo. And SpongeBob. Anyways, so exactly.
Okay, here's my issue. And we've talked about this before.
With the bush?
Not with the bush.
I mentioned the bush. I'm sorry.
No. That could be taken wrong. Either way.
What?
So, no, my issue is Puss was supposed to, like, fight him. He was a little scary at first because Shrek's like, oh, come here, kitty. And he does the whole, fear me, They fight, like, for half a second. Then he chokes on a fur ball, and all of a sudden he's
like, oh, you
saved me, or you, like, spared my life. I owe you everything. And for the rest of the movie, Puss is just, like, some wimp.
Yeah.
Like, and that has nothing to do with how he is supposed to be, or who he is later on in the films. Like, he's supposed to be this kick-ass cat who, like, doesn't mess up and is really, like, fierce and all this stuff, but crumbles in front of Shrek.
Maybe he's just that scared of ogres. I don't even know.
But he's not.
He couldn't trick him in this scenario.
But he could have. Like, Shrek was, like, getting his ass beat.
He was.
Because he was like, now will you take me seriously? And then he chokes on a fur ball and he's like, ooh. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
So that will forever be, like, probably just, like, the thing that tears me up the most.
I think that's the one flaw in Shrek 2. If any.
I don't know.
One flaw.
There's
I'll
another
give
one.
it. Excuse me?
So anyways.
But when he was trying to win Donkey over with getting Puss, I really liked his quote where he said, his wee little boots.
Yeah, I have that too. His wee little boots. Yes.
Look at him. His little boots.
I mean, like, that's weird for me too. It's a talking animal who's wearing clothes and, like, first of all, just try to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, his eyes, and that's part of his charm, and da-da-da-da. But when he goes and, like, pets him and holds him, and they're like, oh, like, cutesy little whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
where
it's
do you
weird.
draw a line?
Yeah, it's weird when he, like, pats Donkey, too, because I'm not going to be, like, for me, Puss and Donkey are now people characters. Like, enough, they're self-aware, they're part of your life, you can have conversations with them, and then you're going to go pet them? That feels rather intimate.
Yes.
I dislike it.
That would make me uncomfortable if you just patted me on the head, just like in a loving way.
And I don't want to do that
I
either.
don't want you to do that.
I don't want to do that.
I have no want for that. None.
But I feel like that's what he did.
Yeah.
So, I don't like it.
And that's like the only way. That's not usually how he shows his affection.
No.
So that's weird as well.
Yeah, and later on he ends up like patting Donkey, and Donkey's like looking up at him, and I think that's weird, and I'm like, like it.
Yeah.
Maybe because we're not like touchers either. We're
we're not
for us.
affectionate.
Not like that. No.
None of us.
No, our whole family is like not very touchy.
Don't. We'll
No.
sit and
What is
drink.
No
and
touchy. It always comes back to Emperor's New Groove. For me.
No touchy.
No touchy.
Yeah. Not touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like that, but we'll have fun. We'll hang out.
We don't touch.
We don't touch.
Either way.
No.
Unless. So we go through. We're like, okay, da 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 da. Shrek finds out that the way to get all this figured out is by asking Fairy Godmother. Puss scratches Donkey, gets him to cry or get a tear. They call her to voicemail. They end up going to Fairy Godmother's factory.
This is pretty good. I made a note about that.
What happens?
They get in there and they're like, they see the receptionist. And the receptionist's like, she's not available. And she clearly is available because she went on the speaker and she's like, get me a coffee and a Monte Cristo.
Yeah. What's a Monte Cristo?
I don't know.
Is it a sandwich?
Cake? A sandwich? Probably a sandwich.
Okay.
But he's like, yes, Fairy Godmother, right away.
Yeah. Right away. That was actually pretty good. Yes, Fairy Godmother.
Yes, Fairy Godmother, right away.
Yeah. I can't do it.
But then they notice, oh, we gotta say we're from the Union. So they're like, we're from the Union. Have you been abused or anything in the workplace?
Taken advantage.
And he's like, yes, a little. We don't even have dental.
They don't even have dental.
They don't even have
What
dental.
kind of ship is she running?
Yeah, that's kind of mean.
Yeah, like think about it. She's got a lot of employees. We see them. They're totally ripping off Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Totally, yeah.
But I enjoy it.
I think they're spoofing it a little
It's
bit.
given Charlie and the Factory mixed with Thumb Thumbs.
You gotta...
Yeah, from Spy Kids, kind of. A little bit.
Oh, I just saw like a thing on Instagram where the icon of on Netflix of Spy Kids is just the Thumb Thumbs like this.
Should I change mine to that? I like it.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But
so they get in, they talk to Fairy Godmother. Fairy Godmother's like, there are no ogres, da 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 da, leave her alone. So they go and they're like, well, we're gonna go steal a potion. They don't say that obviously, but they're like, we're gonna fix it ourselves if she won't help us.
Disguise themselves, well, Shrek as one of the workers went with a cart with Puss and Donkey in it to the secret potion room, and in there they get the happily ever after potion. And then Donkey messes up because he was supposed to be lookout. And
he was talking mad shit about
because he was jealous of Puss.
He was.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I do feel a little bad for him.
Yeah, of course. I
he
mean,
felt like he was being replaced.
Yeah.
Sad.
He's supposed to be the only talking animal.
Yeah.
But no. So.
Still the biggest ass.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't say it. Puss did. You still look like an ass to me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But okay, so they leave, they drink the potion, blah blah blah, whatever.
Well, first they're like, okay, we're scared to drink it. So Donkey drinks it, and then Shrek drinks it. Nothing happens. It starts raining. They find a little hut, but when they get out of frame, a little bit, they got on this mushroom that Shrek sneezed it on. Turned into a flower. So in my head I was like, oh, you need to get wet for it to activate or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But then I was watching later when Fiona transformed, she just saw the water, like it raining. She never actually went out into the rain. So
you don't think it's just like a little bit of time passing?
I think it's probably just time.
It's just
but like
the
I was trying to figure it out.
Of the water probably made it like a little confusing. Yeah, I think it was just timing.
Yeah. So they pass out in this barn. Well, he's like, bet your bottom.
Yeah, and then he says, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Which I'm like, is that Dragon?
Maybe.
Is Dragon's name Elizabeth?
Well, think about it. Elizabeth Lizard Dragon. I don't know.
Elizabeth Lizard Dragon.
Lizard Dragon. In my head, you know, it wasn't too far.
You went from point A to point B so fast.
You're welcome. That's how my
brain
brain
works.
works.
Elizabeth's out there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're dragon ass.
So, where did you get the ass from?
I don't know. I'm dragon. You're a dragon ass.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Oh, another comment I had. They really made Shrek in the human form.
Yeah.
Like
and
I
he was
really noticed it. I'm like, that's literally, it's Shrek.
But they do that to characters all the time. Like, animated characters, they make them somehow look like the voice actors. I feel like they add features of voice actors to characters all the time. No, so I'm just saying, like, they're able to animate a character to look like that character, but also the voice actor. So they were able to make Shrek humanized. Like, the artists are crazy.
I thought you were saying
they
Shrek looked like the voice actor. I'm like,
no, absolutely not.
No, but it was the face shape and the big head.
It was just a square, big head.
Yeah. And I was like,
cute button nose.
round buttocks?
Round tot buttocks. It was tot too. He does squats.
Yeah.
It's probably from lifting all those toadstools and logs and stuff. He just really deadlifts them.
Yeah, he's a
something.
cook. He does lifting. He
watches his figure.
He does. What a man.
Yeah. I don't know. So either way, they're sexy.
Yeah, I was like, well now we're sexy, and then he's like, look at me, Shrek. I'm trotting.
Yep. Counting.
Trotting place. Trot.
Well, so then Puss started reading off the sound effects. I can't speak. Yeah, the sound effects. Spit it out. Yeah. No, he started listing off the side effects, and there are all these things about like burping, diarrhea, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But then he also said people with nervous disorders, and then they look at Donkey. Nervous disorders aren't the same as like, I don't know what they were getting at, but that's like...
Donkey's a very anxious kind of guy.
But that's not the same. Nervous disorders are like actually like your nerves. That's like things like Parkinson's. That's things like epilepsy, like stuff like that.
Maybe they just insinuated about the anxious part. Like,
but then they should have phrased it differently. Because that's
so
not a nervous disorder.
You know, this is a kid's movie, right?
But if you're gonna insult somebody, insult them. Don't like
having a nervous disorder, insult him.
No, but that's what they were trying to do. That's what I'm saying, is they were trying to insult him, yet they brought up nervous disorders, which aren't that's serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, serious. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I didn't like it because they could have said like he was neurotic or people with like multiple personality, like something like that.
Do you think Donkey has?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Let's dive into that.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just saying they could have done something. Be like people with like mood swings or attachment issues, because he clearly has those with Shrek.
Anxiety.
Anything else? I don't know. I just didn't like it. I heard it, and I think that's the first time I really heard what they were saying, and I was like, they might have missed it on this one.
Yeah. No, I didn't notice it. I was just taking it as, he's just a nervous person. I didn't look into like the
I guess part. That's fine.
I just looked at it like face value, like just like
yeah. I don't know. Either way,
let's move on. They got out of the
they're
cottage.
sexy. They're going to
see Fiona.
Far away.
Yeah.
They're all getting checked out up and down.
Mm-hmm.
What song's playing? Why do I forget?
Changes.
Changes. Another bop.
Yes. Very fitting too.
Very. So a thing that like kind of gave me the ick is when Shrek goes up to the guard and he's like, "Tell Fiona her husband, Sir Shrek, is here." He sirred himself, like he knighted himself. Like Sir Shrek, he's feeling himself.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
For whatever reason,
he had like a huge
complex.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
No more itchy butt crack. When he's talking about like if he wanted to do it, they're like, no more rolling in the mud, no more itchy butt crack.
He's like, yeah, I know.
He's like, you love that stuff.
But they get there and you got the ick.
Yeah. So Fiona sees herself, she screams, Shrek's like, Fiona! And she's like, Shrek! They miss each other, she runs into Charming.
Well, they run into Donkey, she runs into Donkey first.
Right.
And he's explaining, like, why they look like it, and he's like, well, now, we're sexy!
Yeah.
And Puss is like...
Yeah, and she's like, Shrek? Because Puss is sitting on Donkey's
he's like licking himself.
Yeah.
He stops. Looks at her. Well, I could be anything you want
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. I can be anyone you
For
want me
you?
to be, baby.
I'll be anything.
Yeah. But I think we skipped one thing I did want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm lagging.
Ooh.
Continue. My brain is gone. I knew there was something else. What were we talking I've used a lot of my brain today, okay? I had an exam, and I did really well. But just throwing it out there, I'm really proud of myself. But I used my whole brain.
We're gonna sit and wait here.
No. Okay, wait. So why we know? Oh yeah. Okay. So while they're changing, they're cleaning up the mess that Shrek, Donkey, and Puss made before they took, when they took over Fairy Godmother's factory. And they took that thing. So it's a mess. Everybody turns into dogs and stuff like this, and they're still working like dogs. Don't have medical, don't have dental. I feel really bad for them. They're probably not getting compensated. But how do they know that the only thing taken or the only thing missing is the happily ever after? Because so many things were broken.
Yeah.
How do you know?
It could have been washed away.
Yeah.
By the other person.
There were so many other things that would have been broken or not accounted for, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that was a stretch. So either way, the plan is Charming's gonna impose
they knew Shrek's plan
was to
so they're gonna intercept it.
Yeah.
Now Charming's gonna be Shrek.
Yeah.
So that happens. Shrek watches it all from a window.
It's so
Fairy
sad.
Godmother calls
She's
him
a
pigeon.
bitch.
What's with her and pigeon?
Mummy.
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch. Wait,
Mummy.
why did I kind of sound like Jennifer Coolidge? She's a real bitch.
Oh my God.
Not really, but in my
Give
head.
me a hot dog. Say that.
No. I could use a hot dog real bad. That was so horrible. That was so bad. The way I said it that first time was
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
It's like the 4th of July. It's so bad.
It's not like you're on a prairie now.
Not on the prairie.
So that happens. Shrek is all down in the dumps. They go to a bar and Puss is drinking leche. He's like, I hate Mondays. And Shrek is like, I hate my life because my wife.
Yeah. So, but Fairy Godmother's gaslighting him. He's like, if you love her, you'll let her go.
Yeah.
So he's thinking he's doing the right thing.
But he's sad about it.
While they're mourning the loss of Fiona, in their head, the king comes in.
Yeah.
And he's meeting Fairy Godmother there and Charming to talk about, the plan.
Yeah, what are we doing from here? What's happening? Why
it's
did
not
Charming
working.
show up? Yeah.
So, then the Shrek and Donkey and Puss are listening from the window.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Mummy! And he's like, Mommy! They get caught. So they know that
Mummy.
Thank you, Mummy. Mommy! So they know, everyone knows. The plan is for the king to give Fiona a love potion so that she will fall in love with Charming.
Once they kiss.
Yeah, so that everybody will be together, except for, obviously, Shrek. So now comes time for the ball.
Yes, the ball.
Oh, wait, no.
No, but... Oh, see? You do the noises, too.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I thought that was a thing now. It's the thing that we do.
That's
the thing that we do. Take it back. I just
spit it out.
I took it right. Right back out the air.
Eat me.
No. I feel like you just spit in my zone.
I did not even spit.
I put in my head. Yeah. That's what happened. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I threw it.
Yes. Cops.
Yeah.
So they're
the cops
chasing
spoof knights.
Yeah, knights.
That was a really great scene.
Yeah, but they do. For whatever reason, I feel like we've already talked about this before. Maybe it's something I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. How they do there's a white Bronco going on the highway, and that's like OJ,
yeah,
like OJ Simpson, like that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. They do the whole pepper spray, the whole catnip thing. We've all talked about this before. But it's just stuff to appreciate.
It's honestly really creative. It's really funny for the parents, again.
Who understand the relations and things like when we were watching it our first times, we didn't know. We just thought it was funny.
And yeah, it's just like, oh, there was a funny chase and they're using pepper shakers instead of pepper spray.
Yeah, and it's great.
Because 6-year-old me knew that.
Right.
Pepper spray.
Yeah, it's just like pepper in their eyes or whatever. But that's how we get introduced back to Gingy and the wolf and the pigs and Pinocchio. All those guys are watching Nights on TV.
Yeah,
and they
see it.
They hear Shrek and they're like, we gotta go help him. Keely's neighbors are bowling upstairs.
Yes, they are. But at the end, they're getting put in the back of like the little horse carriage, and he's like, "It's me, Shrek. It's Shrek. Me, Shrek." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So they're like chained up, and Donkey's like up.
Hanging upside
down with all fours, and he's complaining about Miranda rights.
He's like, you do have the right to remain silent,
Donkey.
Yeah.
And so Gingy, Pinocchio, all of them come and save him.
With a little stick of dynamite that blow up the grate, and
the 3 blind mice did that, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is concerning.
Yeah.
Didn't know they had that hobby.
They're little pyros.
Yeah.
No, all of it's freaking hilarious. And we've done the scene, the impressions, where Pinocchio's wearing ladies' underwear.
It's a bomb!
Okay, they're briefs. Like, just can't.
No, they're not.
What was that? Was that your Gingy?
No.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Either way, so that's really funny. They escape. Here's another issue I have.
Oh, man.
I know. I know, I'm the worst. They end up that we're never gonna make it in time, to far, far away because the potion is done at midnight. So their plan was to go to the baker.
I'm gonna cut you off. Their concern was not being able to get into the castle.
Right.
And they're like, there's a moat, like there's guards everywhere. They're never gonna let us in.
Yeah. So their bright idea is to make a giant Gingy named Mongo.
Which was honestly really sad.
I cried. The first time I saw that, I did cry.
That was horrible to watch him die like that.
Pelted.
Yeah. His gumdrop button
just cinched right off. Cinched right off.
They gave him a nice hairdo, but less foam, more steam.
Less foam, more steam.
That's what they said.
That's so sad.
Less foam, more steam.
That's
when they were pelting him. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. It's like more foam.
No.
More foam.
Poor Mongo. But I mean, like, he's okay-ish because he was singing at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's hanging out.
Yeah. He was living la vida loca.
But like watery.
Yeah.
Because he's drowning.
Because he's getting watered.
Oh no.
It's bad. It's not funny. It's sad.
No.
I have cried over that scene before.
That was really sad. That's a loss.
But I mean, like, for me, I feel like that was just I know what was needed. I just I feel like they probably could have done something else. Like, they could have pulled Dragon in for this, instead of making Mongo, which I love.
She was moody and she was pregnant. She was not in the right place.
No, I just feel like I didn't need that heartache that young. Okay.
And we saw I'm blanking. The Muffin Man.
Yes, the Muffin. He seemed too sweet to be a killer, which makes
I did like our theory though. I did.
Oh, absolutely.
I loved it.
He's luring in starving children.
Yeah.
Frederick, yes.
Frederick or Frederick?
Frederick to us.
Frederick.
Yeah,
Frederick.
Frederick, you know, Frederick the Muffin Man. No. We're delirious.
Long day. We saw the Muffin Man when they were going to make Mongo.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, it's Frederick.
He's a killer.
He's a killer. I know what he's done.
Yeah, he's murdering children.
And he just
far,
greets
far
him
away.
like, Gingy!
Yeah, like they're
I'm like,
friends.
I know what you did.
Now it makes me think, is Gingy a killer? Is he an accessory to murder?
Oh, but in Puss in Boots, in The Last Wish, he got killed because he was making something in the oven.
We don't know if he got killed. Oh, well, Puss did, yes.
Puss
Yes. We
But,
don't
like, so he murdered Puss.
No, Puss did that to himself. They were
He was
baking.
definitely an accomplice then.
Okay, whatever. We digress.
Okay.
So let's get to it. So there's a party. Fiona knows there's something sketchy going on with Charming. She's not buying it.
She's like, this is not the man I married.
Yeah, because he's like wearing cherry lip gloss. And he's like, you want to taste? It's so gross.
Yeah.
So then we get the bing bang boom.
I call this cinema reached its highest peak, its highest form, when Fairy Godmother started her song.
Yeah.
I Need a Hero.
I need a hero.
And while she's singing this from her soul, she have the montage of Shrek riding on donkey with Mongo.
Shrek was not riding.
He was riding on Mongo, and then Donkey's like, "Look at me, pretty pony, follow me, Mongo."
Guiding
That's
him
happening.
to the castle.
They're fighting the knights at the castle front gate, and she's still putting out this bop. She's rocking it. She's singing it from her soul. She's going at it, and I'm like, I am in this. My mind, my 6-year-old brain, blown, done. This is it.
Your face.
What is it?
You were just so serious.
This is why I love this movie. Cinema reached its peak.
You were just so serious. Like you feel a type of way.
Duh. I don't. Even my cat's like staring at me in the background. She's like,
who are you fighting? No one is.
this.
No one's fighting you right now.
I just need to make
For anybody that is not watching us, I'll try to see if I can find a screenshot of
No.
how serious Keely is.
You could just imagine it, huh? Couldn't you? Anyways, thanks for watching.
This is the longest freaking episode.
Is it?
Yes.
No, we've done longer.
We have. But okay, we're gonna wrap her up. Long story short. Ooh!
Ah! Pigs in a blanket!
Pigs in a blanket!
That's so random. I had him. That was the last note.
Pigs in a blanket! Pigs in a blanket! I did it right. Pigs in a blanket! No, it's not right.
I saw in the captions, pigs und blanket.
Yeah, I saw that too, but pigs on the blanket. That's not right.
They said it in like a hurry and like really determined.
Yeah.
Like,
Pigs in blankets! Like they rehearsed it or something.
yeah. They're like, this is our time to shine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either way, so they're fighting. Everybody's against it because they're like Shrek bussin', and then she's like Shrek, and then he's like Mummy, and so they're fighting for the wand because Fairy Godmother is like, I could end you. I told you this would happen. So she's gonna try to kill the ogre, but instead Harold jumps in front because he realizes how much Fiona and Shrek love each other, and he's doing a good dad thing. He gets hit. It ricochets off his chest plate to, what's her face? Fairy Godmother. Mm-hmm. She bursts into bubbles. She's dead.
She's done.
Dead.
Done.
Dead.
Gone.
Bubbles.
Kaput.
But somehow, even though it ricocheted off his chest onto the Fairy Godmother, the king still turns into a frog. So, like, how much of that...
It.
But how much of that, like... What was she trying to do to Shrek?
I don't know.
Because that was a lot.
That is a lot. Like, what are you reverting him to? Was it more than reverting?
I think she was trying to revert him back to, like, before he lived.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Reverting him back to not living?
Just a little spermy.
Oh, no.
Why was I doing this like a little tail?
I feel spermy. and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Let us know what you guys, your favorite parts of the movies were. What are your qualms? You should have none. That's my opinion.
I have many.
Not listening. I've already listened to it. What are your qualms? What did you like? Is it also your favorite movie like it is mine?
We're gonna put up, before we record next week's episode, we're gonna get an ongoing tally from people who follow us on Instagram, whether they think 1 or 2 is the better movie.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have an overall winner.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Or if you guys would like to see a debate from us one time, and we can present
we don't need to debate because I've already just debated everything I've ever said.
Okay, so that's yours.
Okay.
And I'll have to tell you why you're wrong.
Whoa.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but it sucks.
My opinion does not suck. It's very educated, and you saw how much I was into it. So, talk to the hand because the face ain't up.
Okay. So, anyways, I need a new co-host. So, on that note, in the name of the Lord, our swamp, and all fairy tale creatures, I'm Cassidy.
I'm Keely.
This was our Swampcast. Get out of our swamp.
Get out.